So this is the third and final video for operations with complex numbers, multiplying complex numbers. So the example is multiply, write the result again in the form of a plus bi. So a is 2i times 3 minus 5i. Before doing any of these, it is important to understand that obviously you're going to be multiplying i's together. So I times I is equal to I squared, and that is equal to negative 1. So anytime you have an I squared, it is important to understand that you are going to end up negating the term that it is part of. So again, 2i times 3 minus 5i, you need to distribute in the 2i. 2 times 3 is 6i. And then 2 times 5, or negative 5, is negative 10. I times I is I squared. As I just said 2 seconds ago, this needs to change because I squared is equal to negative 1. So 6i minus 10 times negative 1 is 6i plus 10. And last but not least, you simply need to rearrange it as 10 plus 6i, and you're done with the question. Now for part B, you have 5 minus 6i times 4 minus 3i. You need to treat this like you would any kind of linear factoring type of question, so you're going to FOIL. Write that to the side, actually. So you're going to FOIL. So first, 5 times 4 is 20. Outside. 5 times negative 3i is negative 15i. Inside. Negative 6i times 4 is negative 24i. And then last, negative 6i times negative 3i is positive 18i squared. Again, this one's going to change because 18i squared is equal to 18 times negative 1, which is negative 18. So this becomes a negative 18. From here you can now simplify. 20 minus 18 is 2. And then negative 15 minus 24 is negative 39i. And you're done with the question. The key to the success for these types of questions is to watch out for that I squared. Anytime you have an I squared, you need to replace it with negative 1 and continue to simplify the question. So for the U tries, you have 4 minus 4i times 6 minus I, and then 3 plus 2i times 3 minus 2i. With part B, I'd like you to watch what happens, and then I'm hoping you'll recognize something that's really important for later videos that deal with complex numbers.